But I felt like my immune system as a whole,
Right.
post my second shot, was never the same. Like,
Even till today?
yeah,
Wow.
I feel like I'll go out. I've been running outside the last like 3 or 4 years, like no issues. This year's been really, really hard for me. Like, I'll go out for a run and then I'll feel like my lungs kind of like be a little sore end of day. Like, I never had that kind of issue. But who should be tipped? What do you think, Krishan?
I think that it's a good topic considering it's the holidays and you might want to tip some people who you don't tip regularly. But first, let's get the regulars out of the way, okay? People who should be tipped all the time. Your waiters, your delivery people, that includes Uber, DoorDash, these guys coming to you, all right? They don't make enough money just off your service fee. Your taxi drivers, okay? And generally, anyone who you think performs above and beyond their job description, right? Tip. Don't be afraid to tip. Do you like money? I'm pretty sure everyone does. So if someone does a good job, give them some money. What do you think, G?
I agree. All of the above what you said. Also want to include gas attendants in there as well. I think for holidays you can include mailmen, garbage men, recycle men as well. It's cold out there. I think anyone out in the field, providing services, like direct services to you, right? Not just like services like an electrician comes and fix your utility pole. He's fixing it for the whole neighborhood or something, right? But I'm saying, like, if you're getting gas, like this one gas station attendant's putting gas in your car directly. Like, he's outside of working in the cold. So I think, that deserves, a little bit of, token of your appreciation, I would say.
Absolutely. And listen, sometimes I'll tip my laundromat guy, does my wash fold service. I don't always do my own laundry. And a lot of people, they don't want to tip fast food workers, but why not?
I started doing it recently, man. My last 10 trips to Taco Bell, 3 of them have been they went downhill just because they were closed. They couldn't have enough staffing for the overnight crew, so I kind of got screwed out of that. So whenever I go, I'm always like throwing an extra couple of dollars. Hopefully they spread it out to the rest of the team. I'm hoping that's what they do. But yeah, I mean that's also kind of, I think one of the bad things about America is like some companies or some service industries, they'll kind of exploit on like, hey, listen, you're a waiter or you're a cab driver or you're this or that, you should be able to make X amount of money here, so I'll pay you the remaining amount from my end. You know what I mean? Which is kind of crazy. I used to work at Applebee's for a little bit, and we had to report our tips from just from our credit card receipts. So if you made $1,000 in credit card receipts, you had to claim at least 10% of that in the tips, which is crazy because if you didn't, you still had to report it. There was no option to not report a lower amount. So it's kind of crazy that these these industries kind of exploit that. So I think everyone should just get paid a fair wage, man.
It's true. And just like you're saying, some industries are expected to be tipped and others aren't, right? And I think that anytime you feel like someone deserves a tip, you should definitely go out there and put it out. Because, like I'll buy a suit, for example, and the guy will help me. I'll buy 2 suits, and I'm going to throw $20, $30 his way, right? Spending a few $100s. He spent, half an hour with me trying things on. He kind of pointed me in some good directions. I don't got the greatest fashion sense. Yeah, he deserves a tip, all right? Don't be afraid. Sometimes I'll even leave a tip when I'm getting pickup. I know a lot of people will be like, that's just weird. But, they bagged up my food the right way.
Yeah. I mean, especially now more than ever with coronavirus in the middle of a pandemic, a lot of places being short-staffed, getting underpaid. I think now is the time where those
service industries
and kind of like highlighting people getting underpaid,
right,
is more apparent now.
It's true.
A lot of more people are aware of this, so I think we should kind of.
If you've been fortunate, and there's those around you that are trying to work hard and do well, and everyone wants to give back to the community, don't be afraid. Leave a tip. For topic number 2, it's media. You know what it is. G, what do we got?
media recommendations, and we're gonna throw it back a little bit. This is one of my all-time favorites, Utopia. So this show is pretty much based upon a group of random strangers. They all share this common interest in this graphic novel, and they have a little like online community group, and they pretty much discover a secret in the novel that the author is trying to convey, and they all meet up, and the story takes place from there. And it's a complete thriller. Lasts 2 seasons. I don't want to give too much away. That's just enough that you need to know to kind of like go watch the show and then kind of get entangled in it. It's great. The acting's good. Cinematography is beautiful. I'm not too big on that category. It doesn't really matter to me, but for this show, it did. Ended a little early. Ended 2 seasons, but man, it was incredible. I thought the story was great, and in our times now, in the middle of a pandemic, I think it'll be more relatable than other times. Yeah, and that's gonna be my recommendation. Krishan?
Did it have closure?
It did. It was a little abrupt.
But it did have closure?
It did have closure.
Okay, I mean, that's very important for me.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't the best, but it was kind of, the show was kind of like, studio wanted to cancel the show. The writers were like, okay, we have, and you could tell from the second half of season 2, they're kind of wrapping things up. But I felt like from what the story gave overall, it was still worth it, even with the abrupt ending.
Okay, very good. So for me, I'm going to pull in a little older show as well, okay, from 2019. Better Than You, Better Than Me. It's called Better Than Us. It's about AI. It's a Russian show, actually, okay, and I don't support Russia, but the show was good. It's takes a slightly different take on the AI robot genre. Okay, so there's robots being made mainly for their sex appeal, and the main character is a very she does a great job. Like the main robot character, and it's played by a human being, and it's like at some points in the beginning I'm like, is this a robot or a human? Like which way, and like they do a very good job, and then she becomes a part of a family. And then the corporation wants to get her back, and it gets a little crazy. Okay, a lot of wild events ensue. It's a lot of heartwarming stuff. It has a lot of action. It was very good. It's 1 season, if I remember correctly. It was made in 2019, but I'm pretty sure it was 1 season. Either way, it wrapped up pretty well, and I think you should go take a look. If you're into something different, I love AI stuff. I think you'd like it. Check it out. You got 2 good recommendations this week.
Check them out.
For our third and final topic, we're going to get into some serious woodwork here, okay?
Super serious.
COVID's going around. Can you get it twice? G?
I do not think so. I don't think you get it twice. I think there's a lot of misinformation and conspiracy about, keep getting, get your shots, get your boosters, do everything. You gotta do all that. I got my shots. I ended up getting COVID back in late August, early September, and I gotta be honest with you. Ever since I got my shots, my immune system's been really bad. I've had like lingering coughs that normally don't occur. I've had many instances of them. I've also had like random morning congestion for no reason. It's weird. I feel like my immune system took a weird hit after the shots. So I ended up getting COVID. It was bad. Had it for the symptoms lasted almost about a week, and I don't know. I just kind of lost faith in the vaccine. Yeah, it's supposed to help, but I felt like the vaccine didn't do anything for me. I felt like my body was fighting it on its own. Who knows? It could have been worse. But going back to if you could get it twice, I don't think you could get it twice. No one I know has gotten it twice. I feel it's like, it's one thing where it's like once you get it and you go through the whole motions of getting sick, going through all the symptoms and all that, and then once you bounce back and recover, I feel like your body just develops these antibodies, this new level of immunity, and then that kind of helps you hold down the fort from there on out. Krishan, what do you think?
Well, when you had it before, or you're talking about the lingering symptoms, was it mainly then, or do you still have like lingering symptoms?
I didn't have lingering symptoms of COVID.
So from the shot.
From the shot, I didn't really no. The symptoms from the shot were like same day, kind of like fatigue and stuff like that.
Right.
But I felt like my immune system as a whole,
Right.
post my second shot, was never the same. Like
Even till today.
yeah,
Wow.
I feel like I'll go out. You know, I've been running outside the last like 3 or 4 years, like no issues. This year's been really, really hard for me. Like I'll go out for a run and then I'll feel like my lungs kind of like be a little sore end of day. Like I never had that kind of issue before. I'm not like super fit or super anything like that, but like to have these kind of like new like dealings of like, you know, post run kind of like fatigue on your body. Like I'm not used to that, you know, kind of thing. And sometimes when I'm running too, it's like I'll feel like I'm out of breath for a second. I mean, the recovery is pretty quick, but yeah, it feels weird. It could be, you know, some mental kind of, you know, placebo thing or whatever it is. Some, you know, me thinking it's a side effect of the vaccine, but I'm not sure. You know, time will tell.
It's true. Can you get COVID twice?
Okay.
I'm gonna have to disagree, G. I do think that you can get it twice, but the main reason is because of the variants. As it continues to mutate and the variants change and they find ways into your immune system, I think that you become more susceptible. I do think that also we don't know how long these antigens are going to last, right? So if you caught COVID, let's say in the beginning of the outbreak, early March last year, then now it's been a year and a half. Do you still have those same protections? I don't know if it's exactly like, you know, these other diseases where once you get them, your immune system like completely holds on to all the information it needs to be able to fight it off effectively. It's hard to tell. I think generally, I would imagine you have good protection against the same strain, but like I said again, I think the main reason that you could possibly get it twice and even going into the future is because of those variations that are going to occur in the mutation.
Do you think there will ever be an end to the mutation?
No, I don't think that coronavirus is ever going away. I don't think we're ever getting a cure. Ever. I think anyone looking for a cure, and this is one of the reasons I think we need to end all this hysteria about it, right? Because it's like the flu. The flu's there. The flu kills people. We have a shot. The shot helps you as much as it can. No one's obligated to take the shot, okay? Because it's like, you know, some people like you, you know, they have negative adverse effects from the shot. They just don't want to risk it. Like, it should be a personal decision, right? Like freedom, you have bodily autonomy, right? So I think with the coronavirus, it's the same thing. It's out here now, okay? Whether it came from humans who created it, which I think, you know, whatever happened, or it came from nature, it's out here now, and it's just going to continue to grow and mutate and be part of the population. We can only hope that somehow it mutates into less, you know, harmful, severe strains.
Hopefully.
That's good. Thank you for watching.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
These are 10 minutes you'll never get back.
Peace. Let's finish here.
I'm just gonna start my part over.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know. I got a little confused.
Good. You ready?
So yeah, I do think you can get it twice. Okay.